Hello, and welcome to the 20th episode of The Hawk Nest. I'm Jacob Cruz.
And I'm Olivia Webb.
If you have a library book checked out and have finished reading it, please return it to the library before winter break.
Saturday school is from 9 to 12. Please be on time, be in school dress code, and wear your ID, and bring something to work on. Doors will be locked at 9:01.
Now here's Maverick with sports.
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are Super Bowl champions as they defeated the Kansas City Chiefs 31-9, with Tom Brady winning his 7th Super Bowl ring and his 5th Super Bowl MVP. The Lady Hawks moved to 23-0 and will play Bridge City in a bi-district playoff game this Thursday at 6:30. Hawks baseball team will play their first game against LCM on February 22nd. In the NBA, the New York Knicks traded for Derrick Rose, bringing him back to the franchise for a second stint.
Girls basketball is going to playoffs. Here's Clayton with more.
Girls varsity basketball is looking to make another state championship run like they did in 2019.
Just takes a lot of hard work, a lot of dedication. I think the overall team spirit is a lot better than what it was in previous years. This team is way more together on and off the court. This team has a high chemistry. They do a lot of stuff together, so I think that's why we're having the ride that we're having so far.
Coach Sneed has been a big help to this team as an assistant coach, having played 20-plus years of pro basketball overseas.
You know, I played on several teams. A lot of teams, man, you got to just respect the person that you play with, you know, and we just got to do a job. But the best teams are those that you can be a brother or a sister to on and off the court.
The girls' team this year has chemistry and other important missing components compared to previous years, giving them a great chance at being in the same position they were in the 2019 season, the state championship game.
How are you doing today?
I'm good, Chris. How are you doing, bud?
Pretty good. So, when did you start teaching, like become a teacher?
I became a teacher in August of 2013. I went to Sam Houston for 4 years, and that was a funny process. I think I went through like 5 majors.
Dang. Was teaching always your plan?
It really wasn't. I mean, honestly, I grew up like 45 minutes up the road in Warren. Just like any other kid, I wanted to make money and get out of school as quickly as possible. So I went to LIT for a year actually, and actually learned a lot of good skills there. I learned how to study, and then I learned that I definitely did not want to, which I was going to school to be a process operator, and I just realized I didn't want to do that. I could, and it's a very awesome job for kids that want to do it, but it just wasn't for me. You know, I don't look down on that by any means, but it just wasn't my plan. One another.
What all sports do you coach?
Oh man, I film football Friday nights for the varsity. I head coach cross country. I do assistant basketball, and then I do track and field with the Grangers in the spring. So a little bit of everything. You know, I think that's pretty much all I've ever coached. Like before, I coached baseball for 1 year at the previous school I was at. So I think I've covered everything on my resume.
Damn. How long have you been teaching?
I think this is my 8th year, 8th or 9th year. I'm terrible at math, so. But I think it's 8 years. I think I've been 7 years here, and then 1 year prior, and I loved every minute of it.
Do you see yourself always teaching?
Yeah, if I do. I possibly see myself getting into the administrative section at some point, maybe as an assistant principal, special education director of some sort. But I will say this, if I couldn't work in special education, I probably wouldn't teach. I just can't. That's kind of my passion and it's kind of my drive. And so if I wasn't able to do that, I don't think I would teach. But you know, we'll always have needs for that from what I've seen, unless something changes in years to come. But yeah, I don't see myself doing anything else. I was lucky enough, and this is kind of a message to. I was lucky enough to try some things before I found my passion. And I discovered pretty quickly that, you know, if I had to do those things, if I had to go work in the refineries or the plants or on a pipeline, I could do that, but that's not what made me happy. And so I was really glad that I did it that way. Some people don't do that and don't find that out for years, but I was very lucky to have that path laid out.
So you may all know that Valentine's Day is coming up, and some of you may love it or hate it.
But we're here to give you the perfect ideas for your significant other or significant others. So all the guys need to listen up. These are gifts you need to get your little girlfriends. First, to start off, you could get some old-fashioned flowers, but not like dead flowers, because that's just like unattractive. But they could be roses, like daisies, sunflowers. But make sure they take care of it. That way it adds like a little bit more spice in their life.
The number one thing every guy wants for Valentine's Day is a pair of fresh new kicks. You can't go wrong with some Jumpmans.
If you want to know how to win a girl's heart, go to Chick-fil-A and get the chicken nugget heart.
If I had a girlfriend, you know what I would want? Nike Elite socks. But only Elite socks, because nobody wears these.
Another thing you could get them is candy, preferably spicy candy. That way when they eat it after you give it to them, they'll really shed a tear for you.
If you really love your man, boxers. Boxers are where it's at.
Another thing, you can never go wrong with a stuffed animal. You can even go to Build-A-Bear and put your voice in it, have a little special message, kiss the heart, and go all crazy with it.
Get him a bottle of bubbles so he can blow bubbles when he's bored.
If that doesn't sound good to you, then you could just go and get a little gift card. Doesn't have to be much. It's the thought that counts. But if you get that, you kind of suck. So don't put that at the top of your list.
Ramen noodles from Kroger are better than the ones from H-E-B.
And if you want to just get something small, you can also get a keychain. You can put a picture of y'all in it or just a simple sweet message.
And if you got a man, not a boy, you're going to want to get him a back shaving like thing.
If you want to stay cheap and go absolutely free, all you have to do is write a handwritten letter, like Romeo and Juliet type stuff.
Never go wrong with that.
Nobody likes their... Oh, okay. That was not in the middle of my sentence or anything. What out with Miss Frizzle?
Okay. Really expensive and get your girlfriend a really nice gift, you could always get a promise ring or just a little ring that shows her how much you love her and everything, but make sure when y'all break up you take it and sell it and get your money back.
Most guys aren't going to admit this, but every guy likes a nice pedicure.
That's all for today. And remember, it's a great day to be a hawk.